Is that what? All right, our next speaker asks us to consider the consequences of a compliment. With Talent, the Great Misconception, we have Allysa Infante.
The concept of talent is deeply ingrained in our society, even if most of us are unaware of it. As an artist, I frequently encounter this concept of talent, usually in the form of compliments. People will often compliment my work by saying things like, "I wish I had your talent, I could never do that." And, of course, the favorite, "I wish I could do that, I can hardly draw a stick figure." I'm sure some of you have said these kinds of things yourselves. After all, who wouldn't want to hear how much better they are than you, right? Well, if you've ever had these kind of comments directed at you, then you know how untrue that is. It's incredibly difficult to hear those kinds of things from people. How are you even supposed to accept that kind of a compliment? Am I supposed to agree with you, tell you that I am, in fact, better than you could ever be? No. Am I supposed to deny it and devalue my work and myself? No. Then how? There honestly isn't any safe way to answer this, and unfortunately, most people end up devaluing themselves and their work to protect other people's self-esteem. But even people who have to deal with these kinds of comments constantly will say them to other people. Why? Because society has gotten the wrong idea of what talent is. We see talent as some sort of gift that you're born with, and if you don't have it, then you'll never be as good as the people who do have it. That idea couldn't be more wrong. Talent is more of a light push on the swings. If you have it, then it's easier to build up momentum and get going. But it's not impossible to start swinging if you never got that push of talent. And sometimes the people who did get that push never start swinging. They just keep waiting for the next push instead of working on swinging by themselves. The ability to do certain skills is not based on talent so much as it is work. If you want to get somewhere, then you have to work for it. If I'm better than you at something, it's because I worked to be better. And those who are better than I am are better because they worked longer and harder than I ever did. Talent doesn't determine how good you can be at something. You're only as good as you work. When people say things like, "I wish I had your talent," or "I could never do that," they're using talent as an excuse. That's right, an excuse. They're taking the easy way out. Instead of working at it until they're good at it, they try it once, and when they fail, they say, "Oh well, I just don't have the natural talent for this," and give up. But what's that idea that's been hammered into our heads since kindergarten, that we see all over the walls on posters with kittens, that's on every teacher's door in every classroom? It's the idea that we can do anything if we work hard enough. But as we get older, we seem to forget this most basic of ideas. Everyone's guilty of this. Even I am. I've told people that I could never be as good as they are. Like it was a compliment. And I should know better than to do that, considering I know how it feels to be put in a situation where you either crush someone's self-esteem or devalue yourself. No one should ever have to make that kind of a choice. This idea that talent is necessary to be good at something is incredibly damaging to people's growth and is very difficult to unlearn. It's hard to just throw away the mindset that you can only go as far as talent will take you. And a lot of people don't seem to realize they have that mindset. They're unaware that they're just missing someone's hard work and talent and practice when they regard their work as being pure talent. And they never notice how they're poisoning themselves. They don't realize that every time they put themselves down, it will be harder and harder to stand back up. That eventually, what they thought was out of their reach will really become out of their reach. This idea of talent destroys self-confidence and dreams. People who use the "I don't have any talent" card to get out of trying something new are basically shooting themselves in the foot and saying, "Well, I could never have run that marathon anyway." They ruin themselves before they even get started. And it's time for that to end. It's time for people to start looking at someone who's better than they are and saying, I'm going to surpass them, rather than saying, I'll never be that good. If we want to become better, then we have to encourage and inspire each other to be better. We have to stop trying to lift each other. We have to stop trying to lift someone else up by putting ourselves down. This isn't an easy thing to do. When an idea is so ingrained in you that you don't even know you have it, it can be hard to change. But the first step to changing is realizing that something is wrong with this idea. Right now, that's all I can ask of you. I can't reasonably expect you to just turn around and change how you think, just like that. But if you could just think a little whenever you try to praise someone by putting yourself down, just think about what those words really mean and what they really do. That would be enough for me. Change is long and difficult, but it's not impossible. We could change this idea of talent, make it better, turn it into something positive instead of something damaging. All it takes is a thought from you. Thank you.
Very nice job, Alyssa.